Hello and welcome to the channel. I am here for a list video for you guys. This is a top 5 list video and I'll be going over some bands that some people love that I just don't like, of course. And some of these bands I do find to be quite overrated, quite overhyped, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, let's go ahead and begin with this list, and I think we'll begin with the band Slayer. Now, this is a bit of an unpopular opinion, but Slayer is definitely my least favorite when it comes to the big four of thrash. I mean, I very much rather listen to Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax. I mean, I know some people say Anthrax is the worst of the big four, and I don't know. I feel like Anthrax isn't really that appreciated enough, to be honest, but I don't know. I gotta go with Slayer for my least favorite in the big four. I don't think they're a terrible band. I'm just not really a big fan of their music. Yeah, definitely an overrated band, I think. And a lot of people seem to really like these guys, and that's fine. You can like them if you want, but I don't know. I always found Slayer to be kind of overrated. And I'm just not the biggest fan of their music in general. So yeah, Slayer, not a bad band, but I really don't see the hype for them, honestly. Next band up, we got Five Finger Death Punch. Now, I know that Five Finger Death Punch does have their fair share of haters too, I understand that. But there are some people that are like huge, diehard Five Finger Death Punch fans, and I don't understand it at all. Yeah, there's some people that do love these guys, and you know, I'm not saying you can't like them, but I don't understand the people that say that like this band is like the best thing that's ever happened to metal, and you know, oh, how like they're the heaviest thing that some people will listen to, you know, which is kind of silly if you ask me. But yeah, Five Finger Death Punch, I'm not really a big fan of their music. If I were to, you know, name the metal subgenres in the world, I would put Five Finger Death Punch in the redneck metal category, you could say. Yeah, and that whole tough guy theme that Five Finger Death Punch has can be a little cringeworthy, and it's just a little lame. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, no. This is like for metal that's like for people who like hunt and stuff, and you guys probably already know how I feel about hunting. Yeah, but yeah, I don't like Five Finger Death Punch, really. I mean, they have maybe like a couple songs that I think are fine, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of them, honestly, but I know that these guys do have their fair share of fans, of course. All right, so next band up, we're going to get into Fit for a King. Honestly, I don't understand the hype for Fit for a King because, you know, there's just way better metalcore out there than these guys, you know? Maybe these guys get a whole lot of praise from people because they're, you know, in Christian metalcore, and, you know, some people will only listen to Christian metalcore, which is a little silly, and it causes them to have restrictions to checking out, you know, other bands, and not just in metalcore, but in metal in general. But yeah, I really don't understand the hype with these guys. One of the biggest, well, actually, I have a few big problems with these guys. For one, the vocals, the riffs, and some of the lyrics as well. Some of the lyrics, especially in their album, Slave to Nothing, I think it's called, that album, some of the lyrics seem kind of lazy and unoriginal, you know what I'm saying? Especially in their song Imposter. I mean, that song has like one of the most unoriginal lyrics I've ever heard in metalcore, honestly. But yeah, the lyrics, not too big of a fan of the lyrics. I mean, just kind of unoriginal, you know what I'm saying? And same could be said about the riffs. The riffs are nothing special, and the vocals, just kind of edgy, you know, especially when it comes to the clean vocals. They're just edgy. They sound like your typical late 2000s, early 2010s metalcore bands, clean vocals. And that's why I'm not really into a lot of newer bands these days, you could say. But Fit for a King, I mean, if you like these guys, that's fine, but I don't understand the praise for them, honestly. I'm just not the biggest fan of them. All right, so next up we got the Amity Affliction. Man, people really like to praise this band, I know, and I really do not understand the hype with the Amity Affliction. And maybe some of you guys maybe were wondering, what are my thoughts on the Amity Affliction? Well, if you know me well enough, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not really a big fan of them. I mean, I'm really not. And I know a lot of people might be surprised. Some people might think, oh, these guys are really good. This is one of the best metalcore bands around. Now, I will say they have maybe one or two songs that I like, but I think one of the reasons why I like one or two songs is mainly because the Amity Affliction does sound like a band I would have been into during my first year of college. So it does have that kind of nostalgic kind of feel to it, I think. As far as the one or two songs that I like from these guys. But I don't know. The band as a whole, I'm not really that big of a fan of. I don't understand the people that say that this is one of the greatest metalcore bands. I mean, not even close. I mean, the best metalcore bands have not formed in the late 2000s. I'm sorry, guys. Like, maybe if you want edgier metalcore, sure. And that's my problem with, newer metalcore bands, is the fact that they're more emo sounding and more edgy. And I know some people are fine with that. They're like, well, why is that a big deal? I don't know. I don't see the relevance with it anymore. Like, I just don't see how some people can resonate with this kind of music. I kind of have a similar complaint to the Amity Affliction as I do Fit for King. Their music is just very edgy, I think. And yeah, I think some people that like these guys only like them because they sound cool or whatever. It's stupid. It really is. It's got to be more than just that for, for you to get into a band, I think. But yeah, the Amity Affliction, I've seen a lot of praise for them, and I'm not a fan of them. Alright, so one more band up. We're going to jump to Seether. Now, Seether is actually one of those bands that I tried to get into a few years back. I did like them for maybe a little bit, but man, they've really fallen off for me. Definitely a band that I not all the time see praise for, but here and there I'll see, praise for Seether here and there. And I really don't understand it. Now, I will give credit where credit's due. They are one of the few modern rock bands who actually still sound like rock music. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of rock these days sounds way too overproduced, like Starset, for example. But I don't know. With Seether, the thing is, there's just nothing special about their music. Like, I listen to this music and I think, there's just better music out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, Seether, again, not a bad band. I mean, they, do, I think they produce some alright music, for sure, but I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of them, but if you like them, that's fine. Just, don't, say that, they're one of the greatest bands that's, ever walked the planet or whatever, because that's just silly. It really is. My main problem with Seether is just there's nothing really special about them. If I wanted to listen to this style of music, I would just listen to Breaking Benjamin. And I don't really listen to this style of music like I used to, this 2000s modern rock. You know what I'm saying? I'd very much rather go listen to some old school rock. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Seether, again, not a terrible band, but just nothing really special in my opinion. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is a list of bands that some people seem to love that I dislike. So let me know what you guys think. What are some bands that come to mind for you? Do you agree with my list? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and take care.